Hi, my name's Carly. Welcome to my channel. Please excuse the mess. I am in my caravan and I am doing it up. So this is I haven't had it long. This is the beginning of me doing it up. I might take you on that journey with me as well. So we are going to do a little card reading, connecting with Spirit, see what Spirit has to say. I am using my dragon cards today. I love these cards, and recently I actually got gifted some new cards which are really beautiful. They're tarot, but I work more with, I connect with the images as opposed to learning like the tarot meaning, so I might just use them for the images and do it that way, see what happens. They're really beautiful. I will get them on one of the next readings. I'm going to read the book a little bit. I've always had a difficulty with tarot, with all the rules and everything. I've tried to learn it loads and loads, but I can read the cards, so we shall see. Anyway, for now, we are connecting in with the dragon energy today. I've already done another little mini reading today, which was really beautiful, for a few girls that I know. So it is going to pull a few cards. Okay. So the first card we got today was this one. This is Kuan Yin's Pink Dragon. Brings firm love that resets the karmic balance. Nice. We always want a bit of that. And then we've got this one. So it's Air and Fire Dragon. Expands your creative energies. We have this one. So this is the Air Dragon. Helps you rise above earthly matters. Okay, so with this, it's like with the pink dragon as well, this is all about coming into your heart space again. So this is all about finding, I've got my dog over there. This is all about finding your heart space again. So if you felt pretty blocked and not actually yourself recently, then this can be because your heart space is blocked. This can be blocked for many reasons. This can be grief, upset, this can be ancestral, past lives. There's a lot that can block our hearts, and there's a lot that we can do to clear that again. So through healing your heart and through going into the pain, this can be through meditation, breath work, dance. There's all these different modalities that you can use. Through going there and doing something which is called shadow work as well. Shadow work is where you're going into the shadowy aspects of your whole self, including this life, past life, people, situations, childhood, like all the different aspects of your shadow. Once you go into that and actually go into the pain and then see it, feel it, understand it, heal it, and give it love, you're then able to move forward in life with your healings. So you need to find the right modality for you to be able to do this, and start going into it, making sure that you've got support, making sure that you're held, making sure that you've got a little friendship network or whatever you need to get you through this part of your healing. As you heal your heart, the journey just becomes so much better. Your channel becomes clearer. The things that you had forgotten about yourself and lost about yourself start to return. So it's very beneficial to your mind, body and soul to heal your heart. Okay, so the next one was the Air Fire Dragon. So with this, it's like, so this is a creative card. So this is to harness your creativity, excitement and enthusiasm, connect to your passion. So if your heart has been very blocked, then connecting with your passion can feel very difficult. Connecting with anything that you love can feel very difficult. And it may feel like you're like broken, but you know it's not. It's just a part of the journey. Um, so writing down like what you used to love, even if you can't feel it anymore, but what things you used to bring you joy and what you used to love, and just trying to get back into them creative energies. Because if you sit stagnant and you don't go anywhere near any of it and just go, oh no, then it kind of becomes more stagnant and it becomes more grey, you know. But if you take little baby steps to actually working towards it, and even if you just start somewhere, so say you used to do art, for instance, and now you've completely stopped, just get the paints out and just put the music on and just slowly get back into it. No pressure. Doesn't have to be a masterpiece. And if you say that you're not artistic and you cannot do art, everybody, like, there is no rules and regulations on what is art and what is not. Everybody can do some sort of art. You can draw a line and it's art, you know. You can do finger painting, which actually, when I've had to come back to myself, finger painting has been the most beneficial for me, because you're very free and you can just get a piece of paper and you can play around with it and connect with your childlike energy again. You can connect with your inner child and just play, and you know what, just play with that, and then just get a gold marker pen or a black marker pen and do some bits over it. Ta-da, it's a bit of art, you know. And it doesn't even have to be for anyone or anything, just for yourself, like no pressure. So the next one was the air dragon, and this helps you to rise above the earthly matters. So this really connects in with the other cards as well, where it's like most of the stuff that blocks us from our creativity is earthly matters. Like, it's stuff that's dense, it's like annoying, or it's painful, or it's just real meh kind of situations that you kind of have to deal with being a human being, and or extreme pain and grief and that kind of earthly matters that we have to deal with as well, which is all a part of life. So remembering that you have ebb and flow with life, and that you have the ups and downs, and you have to have ups to have the downs, you have to have the downs to have the ups, and if you ride the waves you can get through them, and you can come out the other end and actually ride the wave as opposed to struggle through it. If you understand that you are in a place that's not where you exactly want to be, but you are riding the wave, you can get through it a lot easier. If you're in a place where you don't want to be and you are resisting massively, you can make it even harder for yourself. So when dealing with this kind of stuff, when, say, you're dealing with grief, then understand that this too shall pass. Understand that going into the pain whilst being held safely by friends or family members, or even if you have no one, just holding yourself and knowing that this too shall pass is part of the journey. And you know, we can experience grief without anyone actually passing away as well. You can experience grief of like having to walk away from toxic people, or you can experience grief of people leaving your life, or family, friendships, relationships. It's all grieving. Animals. So you can go to groups, you can get support through your friends. If you have no one around you, like I said, you can hold yourself as well. And see, I work with spirit, so I don't know whether you are into that or not. So, but for me, the thing that's given me a lot of peace with grief and the actual afterlife with somebody passing has been the knowing that they're still there. So like when my nan died, and it absolutely tore me apart, but then I started going into the pain, and then I started going into the grief of it all. It was actually my biggest awakening, and I then started to see her in my meditations. I then had to start to heal this part of me, and then it actually awoke me to a whole nother world and give me all of these gifts that I never would have even gone anywhere near if there wasn't someone to connect to in the afterlife, who is actually just here. Do you know what I mean? So if you're not a believer of this, that's absolutely fine. Like maybe if you're feeling extreme grief and it's very difficult because you haven't experienced any of the stuff that I'm talking about, then maybe if you're the only person that you trust, then going within yourself opens up everything that you kind of need to know and experience to be able to get through that type of grief, if that is the type of grief that you are experiencing. If it's like you're in a really just crap situation and stagnant and you can't do anything and there's no one around you and you're not vibing with people anymore and you just don't know, everything's turned grey, my biggest recommendation to that is to get yourself out in nature. Connect with the earth, connect with the trees, connect with the birds, listen to them. And if you're like, oh, I'm not a nature person, we are all nature people, and we just have forgotten that. So there's a lot of like, if you're in like a concrete home and then you've got a lot of Wi-Fi around you as well, this can have quite a big impact on mental health. Like I've been living in nature now for quite a while, but I've also experienced in and out and of nature and in like other places too, where I've been in like buildings and had to experience that. And for me, when I came out of nature into one of these buildings that had a lot of Wi-Fi, a lot of 5G, very thick walls and a lot of electric, all of a sudden I felt extremely unwell, and I've been put in like situations to really understand this as well. So I took myself off to the park and I took my shoes off and I connected with the grass and put my feet on the mud because that's how we naturally would be walking around. I connected with the trees and listened to the birds, and it started to clear it, because you can get a radiation build up in your body. So what I noticed was if I spent 1 second. Ruby, you wanna go out? You wanna go out? It's Jacob. Go on in. Go on in. Yay! Go on. It's the dogs. I got a dog, and her dog friend comes round and taps on the door for them to go out and play. Go on in. Go on. Go on in. You wanna go out? No? She doesn't want to go out. She doesn't want to play. You going out? Let her out then. Let her out. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. Alright. You two do what you do. Hi. 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 You silly. Sorry, he's too cute. You're cute. They're big dogs. She's worrying about her food. She don't want to go out and play because she's still got a bit of food. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so where was I? So the nature, and yeah, so you can get a build up of radiation. So what I found was I spent one night in that building and I was like, okay, cool, I feel a disconnect, I don't feel quite right, definitely feel a bit anxious and a bit funny. Go on in, out you go, go on in, go on and go out, you staying in? So then I did like 2 nights and I could feel it, and it was like really, really intensely not me and not right and headachy and stuff. So then I went off to nature, and what I found was I could handle 1 night but not 2, because the radiation actually builds up, and like this is like science, like this isn't like far out there spiritualness. Our bodies aren't made for that, you know, we are naturally made for nature. So so yeah, just making sure you're getting out in nature. If you're an animal person, animals are really, really great to help with this as well. And they can bring you back to your heart space as well, and so can nature. So you may feel like you've lost all your colours, so that might be another kind of earthly matter for you. So dragon energy seems quite far out there for some people. If you're into spirituality and into other earthly things, excuse me, then it's not actually that far out there. If you're into it, you can call in the energy of the dragons. They can help you clear this kind of stuff. If you're not into it, then you can just try like some simple new kind of meditations, breath work, mindfulness, connecting with nature. So on this card as well, it says to communicate honestly, brings inspiration and hope. See life from a higher perspective. So when you're dealing with earthly matters and you're dealing with this, that and the other, and everything's grey and everything's rubbish and blah, 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 and you're right in it, you can lose inspiration, you can lose hope, you can stop to communicate, you can just shut down. So if you start to communicate honestly, whether that be with other people or just to yourself, like I feel like this or I feel like that and this isn't too good, you could use a book and journal this down as well. Then you can start to see what areas of your life you kind of need to start to change and like do a bit differently, so as you can actually, you know, come back to your true self. Go on then, go on, off you go. So Ruby is mine. She is beautiful. I adopted her. She's a cool dog. She's a bit German Shepherd, a bit collie. And then we got the other like huge wolf dog who's our best friend when there's not a bone involved. If there's a bone involved, then that changes everything. She don't like him then. So they do this thing where she's like, I think he gets a bone, she gets a bone. And I'm not too sure whether she's digging a hole and putting her bone or his bones in this hole. And then she hides, and then he's not allowed to go anywhere near, like just being dogs, you know. And then it kicks off. big time kick off. But then they're best mates again, you know. He loves us so much. Where were we? Yeah, so it's really coming back to the basics, to be honest. Elements, like the elements, earth, air, fire, water. All of these will help you to come back to your heart space. These are nature. Having a bath, having a shower, and try to visualize that cleansing and clearing your energy. Going off to a lake, going to the beach, letting the waves go over you, doing things that like are out of your comfort zone that you may not normally do with nature. Connecting with the earth, getting your feet on the grass, go next to a tree, like really simple things. Air, breathing in deeply, breathing in through your nose all the way into the pit of your tummy and back out again, because you may find that if you're in an anxious state, you haven't breathed properly for a very long time. So when you do this, just be kind and gentle to yourself if you haven't breathed properly for ages. Like, take a seat and actually breathe deeply. Yeah, you want to breathe deeply, but this can make you feel a bit lightheaded. Apparently my device is too hot. Weird. Okay, earth, air, fire, water, and then you can connect with fire as well, but do this in a safe way. I have a log burner, so I connect with fire most days. And I also sometimes have a fire outside too. Just make sure you do it in a safe way. Start doing some of these little things, and you've got to start doing little things. That the fire thing, please make sure that you do this in a safe and, like, however manner that is not going to get you burn or set things on fire like that. Disclaimer. Yeah, and just coming back to the magic, you know, like, our childlike energy is what keeps us, like, young, in our heart space. And you know, you may be at a point where it's just kind of like, oh no, I don't do that kind of stuff. Well, you should try to start, because this is all the things that we've kind of forgotten, which actually reconnects us to exactly who we are, gets our creativity back, and it can get us on a beautiful flow in life again. So yeah, there's a little reading there for you. Enjoy, and hopefully you do some of these things. See you on the next one.